All right, our guest tonight on Toyota Sports Talk is that time of the year again. Baseball is back. We got my guy Kevin Frandsen back on the program. Does a great job for Nationals TV. Back for another year alongside Dan Kolko this time. Kevin Frandsen, welcome back. How are you?
Scott, great. Being in the cold weather for as long as we have, coming down here to West Palm Beach and 80 degrees. I don't want to rub it in, but I mean it's kind of nice. So
I see the
yeah,
sunburn.
that's
I see the sunburn already, Franny.
that means it's spring training. That's good. That means I haven't been in the sun until now, so we're here.
Yeah, so always great to talk some ball with you. And obviously it's a new year. Blake Butera, Paul Taboni, a lot of young players. What do you think of this group?
First and foremost, like, look, this I guess you could say I'm a company man on it, but being a veteran of baseball, being in the big leagues for a while, there's always different kinds of leadership. I played for 4,000 win managers, right? And then you add in Matt Williams and Ryan Sandberg, and you understand that there's a presence that you have to have. Blake has that, man. There's something about him that I've tried to explain to people that when young guys get a job in the big leagues, they try to overcompensate by an unnatural energy at times. They try to be something that they're not. And the way that Blake goes about things is just, it's awesome. He's observant. He has his energy is there, but it's like this all the time. And to me, as a player, I look at that, I'm like, he's in it. He's there. Like it's just that it's something that's hard to describe because as a player, you see it and you're like, he's here for us. He's not here about like trying to get the cameras on him to do that. He's about the work. He's about the whatever he speaks, to that player or to that team about or that group about. He's going to be there for it, right? Like he's going to do it and be accountable to holding guys accountable there. So, look, it's a beautiful thing. Paul Taboni, he had a lot in front of him, and I really feel like he has crushed it. And it doesn't mean that, it sucks to say because you're not going to sit there and say, I think it would be outlandish for me to say like, oh, just playoff team, all right. But you're going to see guys get better, whether it's day one or whether it's game 162. You will see this team as a whole get better, and I can promise you that because that's the people that he's hired around, him and Paul and Blake's hired the guys around him to teach, to get better, to be able to say, hey, we need to do the XYZ. Individually, we need to do this to get better, and we're going to stay with it.
Going back to Blake a little bit, Kevin, the traits that you mentioned, he's so young, youngest manager in all of Major League Baseball. What's that say about him to possess those traits at such a young age?
I would like to consider myself a coach's kid. My dad coached basketball for 50 years. And being around him and understanding that's a part of it, how I was brought up like a coach. And you can see it with, Blake and his brothers with his dad, like dad being a coach. And you get to tell he knows what, I don't care if it's the big leagues or not. I know what it's like to be a coach, right? Like I'm not doing this for the first time. And it's something that has been ingrained. That's the whole thing for me. Like I'm not saying I picture myself with him, but I understand like that look I see is something that I feel, right? And losing my dad a couple years ago and now coaching basketball myself for my daughter and stuff, I understand the things that I saw in my eyes, right? Well, he's been on the baseball field with his dad and in the way that he coached him, his high school teams all around, that you can understand that I know how to carry myself in front of these guys because I've seen it. Right? Whether it's big leagues, high school, whatever. I know how it is to be a presence in front of a group of men or boys in the case of his dad. But like, that's what you're trying to do is help grow into being men there.
Awesome. So let's talk about some of these players. I look at this outfield, Franny. My goodness. You got James Wood, Dalen Lyle, Dylan Cruz, Jay Young. Not everybody can play, but that is a loaded outfield in my opinion.
What creates competition breeds great competition, right? Breeds success.
Yep.
Truly does. And if you don't have anybody pushing you, then, the big leagues can kind of get, I would say mundane in the whole thing. I get it, right? But if you have people that are constantly, it's not even about saying like, oh, I'm after your job, but if I play better, I'm going to get more time. Like it's just going to help. I truly believe, because the James Wood thing is real. It's always been real. It's not a fluke. It's not what it's just the guy's different. He spread his stance out a little bit this year. He's a little stronger than last year, but he's still James Wood, and it's like one of the most special things that we're hopefully going to witness. And we've had some greatness around us right here in Washington for the Nats, and he's the next special thing. But like I still think a lot of it rests on just uh, the leadership, and I truly think the gamer that Dylan Cruz is,
Yep.
and I think that this process that you're going to go through in the organization and moving forward is not going to hinder all on him, but man, that guy's a true leader. It's a natural leader on the field just by actions, not by words, but by he's a winner. Then you add in like Dalen and JY and Dylan, or Dalen's got to do his thing again, right? Like he's got to do it. Like it's great that he did it for the last couple months of the year, but it's going into that year two. People understand that, hey, we just can't sleep on this guy that was in the 7 hole for a while, right? He's got to come in and continue to do his thing, and which he does because he's another one of those beautiful humans. And JY, just look, if he could hit a little bit, we know how like much of a game changer he is on the defensive side. It's a real thing, but he's got to hit. And if he hits, we got something special.
I think the Nats are going to score runs. I like the lineup. Franny, I do have my concerns with the starting pitching.
I think everyone should. Yes. Yes.
And that's just being realistic. Obviously,
Yep.
You make the big trade with Texas, and that leaves a big hole with no more Mackenzie Gore. Tell me about the starting pitching. What do you see?
Look, and nothing against McKenzie, he was still 5-12, right? I mean, in his game. So like that's a big part of this. Pitching's always going to be a scary thing. That's how you I think you go into years. I would even say go back into the tens and think about like all the great teams that we were a part of or witnessed. You could say, oh, the offense is great. Well, the pitching was ridiculous, right? And you think about all those rotations.
Yep.
This is the growth. This is the part where we have to see growth at some point this year. We're going to see growth. Someone step into roles, and nothing. I don't think anything is defined this year, but you have to get production. And I think with the top down, from Paul Taboni all the way down in the minor leagues, the alignment that he has talked about, and it is true from the beginning that he wanted alignment. This thing's going to be aligned, right? And so things that are going to be taught, and hopefully by the end of the year, we see growth with. I can't even put a number on the guys that are straight up in the big leagues, but from the minor leagues on up, right? Like you hope that you've seen growth where, okay, I have my mindset. Our process is working for this of what we want going forward. But yeah, I think at times because there's still a lot of unknowns in that staff. It might be a buckle up time, but guess what? You have to start somewhere.
Yep.
And with this process and with Simon and Sean doing a great job already in the way that they've talked to these guys, like they're hyped for a good reason. And it's not because of everything being new, but guys buying in. And we all know that being around any sport, buy-in is a huge thing. And if you buy in, successful travel.
Every clubhouse needs a leader. And I don't know who that might be for the Nationals. I look at C.J. Abrams. I feel like it's time for him, the ascension. Who's going to be the leader of this clubhouse? Who's the dude?
I still think, I will tell you, Dylan's like the guy, right? For me. And you watch it and you see it, but there's got to be production behind it, right? When you're a guy that's established and the voice carries or whatever the way that you play carries, I find it there. Certain guys like with CJ, just the leadership part. There's a lead by example. There's things that you have to do. I find this whole thing to be, someone's going to step up. Someone is. I don't know who it is. I know who I think can, but again, us in the media or whatever, unless we're in that clubhouse from before first pitch all the way through the last pitch, they'll tell you very, very, very early who's going to be that guy. I do believe that. In the first month, you'll find out. Maybe by the second month, you'll find out who the leader is of that group. And as this organization grows and everything grows, it'll be fun to watch that leader grow.
Okay, tell me about Nationals TV. You got Dan Coco, Alexa Dat, yourself. Exciting times.
It's going to be awesome. And look, I think people aren't going to realize until you see the actual broadcast that we have more cameras this year. We're going to have wire cam.
All right.
Wire cam down the third base line that a lot of ballparks have been starting to implement, but it is the best view. You get so many cool looks. closer looks. We're going to, the possibility of ump cam. We're going to have some dirt cam stuff, right field cameras. The Megalodon's going to be out there. There's a lot of things that this production that we haven't had at our disposal are going to have. We're hoping to be more interactive, right? And that's the big part of this. It's a new time. There's a lot of things, nationals.tv, get it. All spring training games are free to subscribe to. You don't have to do anything now. And we're not going to be part of that ESPN block either. So it's not one of those things where there's that double paywall thing. You don't have to worry about that. It's MLB.com. You have your thing. You come and enjoy it with us because, again, we're here with you. We're trying to get there and show you guys as a fan base that, like, there's growth. I'm not going to go out my way to try to, like, get, like, oh, yeah, I'm going to be real. I'm always real on this whole thing. But I'm going to tell you that we're going to see a lot of growth this year, and it's going to be fun to have that experience as we move forward, and it'll be fun on nationals.tv.
Can't wait. Season opener can't come soon enough, and I'll see you at the ballpark. Kevin Frandsen, appreciate your time as always.
Hopefully I'll be redder.
Maybe Tanner. Much more to come right here on Toyota Sports Talk. Stay with us.